back to another episode of Unpacked. I am a host today, Raevon Allen. I am here with my guest, Alex Tavares, which is a teammate of mine, a friend of mine. Alex, how are you doing today?
Got no complaints. How are you?
I'm all right. I see you around campus usually. You get dressed every morning, I see, obviously. What goes into you picking out outfit in the morning zone?
When I pick out an outfit, I'm usually just going with however I feel that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I look around the closet, I put on what I like.
If you had to describe your style, what type of style would you say that you fit into?
I think I kind of blend and mix and match a couple different styles. I'm a huge fan of streetwear. I like old money, and so I just kind of take the best of every world and try to throw them together.
Okay, when you're piecing out a fit in the morning time, is it shirt, pants, and shoes, or is it from bottom up or top down?
I usually go from bottom up. I'll start with my shoes, and then I got to match the pants with the shoes or the shirt with the shoes. Something has to match, and then I like to throw a little contrast in there. Then afterwards, it's all about details.
I feel it. Do you feel like through clothing that you express yourself on how you feel? Like how you said, it depends on how you feeling that day. Is that a way of expressing yourself?
100%. Yeah, because when I put an outfit on, you could tell a lot about me without even having a conversation.
Would you say you prefer more louder colors or more of like darker tones?
Depends on the day. My closet's a lot of pastels, and I like having at least one part of the outfit that pops. So whether that be the bag, whether that be the jewelry, you know, something's gonna say wow, something's gonna pop at you. But I really like to blend. I like to be cohesive.
I feel it. Okay, I'm getting to another topic. Do you go thrifting?
Love thrifting.
Okay. What would you say? How often you go thrifting back home? I know down here it's kind of hard, being that you're in school. Back home, how often would you say you go thrifting?
Once a week.
Once a week?
Once a week.
What would you say is your best find that you found?
That's a tough one. Low key, I think some of my best finds are vintage Tommy, kind of like this shirt. I thrifted this, and you know, you find some Polo Ralph Lauren. Like that's a good day. High quality stuff.
Definitely. Me myself, I tend to. Anywhere I'm at, I try to go thrifting at least like every Friday. Usually when I don't have class.
Yeah.
You know, I'm into the upcycle, like clothing. So like I take clothing that's at a thrift place and then just upcycle it, which thrifting is essentially just, it's good now. It's more of a trend now. Everybody does it. It's not like how, a couple years ago, you could get clowned off for going to the thrift store. Or you were scared to tell people, oh, I got my clothes from the thrift today. I feel like it's a good trend because it's saving the world and not allowing as much waste, but
I agree.
I don't see nothing wrong with it now. What would you say is your go-to item, like in your closet, like something that you wear consistently?
A go-to item in my closet, probably the sneakers. Like I'm a huge Jordan guy. I probably got about 15 to 20 pairs. And that to me, that's like the basis of fashion. I feel like you want to talk about clothing, then it really comes down to the brand.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of different affiliations and loyalty to certain brands. So for me, I like stuff that not everyone really has or has seen before.
Definitely.
With social media, the different brands are, more prevalent within our scrolling. But back in the day, like middle school, high school, that's really when I started getting into Bathing Ape. That's when I started getting into brands like Supreme. And now it's just kind of evolved as I've gotten older.
Yeah. What would you say is your favorite brand now?
My favorite brand right now, Prada.
Prada? So you like design, good design type of guy.
It's just high quality stuff, man.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I respect it. I'm great for Prada, okay? I respect it though. Do you feel like in the clothing world, everything's just, have you seen something new? What's new that's catching your eye? Like different styles now?
I think it's funny. I'm sure you're familiar with this. It's like every 10 years, we just go back and forth between what's in and what's not. So like, 5, 6 years ago, everyone's wearing skinny jeans, and now it's the baggy look. So that's a real piece that I would say I've added to my closet is some pants that you can go thrifting and you can find a pair of jeans that they're way too big for you, and with a little bit of work, now they look cool.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I have a bonus question for you.
What's up?
It's more of a funner question. So in the morning time when you get dressed, Is it sock, shoe, or is it sock, shoe, shoe?
Hold on now. We're talking sock, shoe, or 2 pairs of socks
No,
and shoes?
like when you put on your shoes in the morning time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
How do you get dressed?
I go sock, shoe.
Okay.
Oh,
Respect,
yeah.
Respect,
Oh, yeah.
respect. Okay, Alex, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What got you into fashion, you would say, and when did you see like your fashion senses progress?
So, I'm not gonna lie, my mom, like she was always just there and making sure that I looked good and that I was presentable. So she worked for Timberland, so I was always kind of around it. She's bringing me to the store, she's bringing me to the headquarters, which was in New Hampshire. And it wasn't until I was probably in middle school that I kind of started dressing myself, picking out the clothes that I liked, and slowly it just evolved. When I got to high school, that's when I really was invested in social media and looking for looks. I took a lot of inspiration from the artists and the athletes that I kind of followed, and eventually I think that I found my own niche, and it's just been growing and evolving as I've been aging.
Would you say, you said you're from New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Would you say that plays a little sense in your like fashion style in a sense, or do you feel like you're a little bit different than the people that's around you?
I mean, it's kind of like a balance because there's a lot of hiking culture up there. So like brands like Carhartt and Timberland, like that's just always been around. And as soon as that makes its way into the mainstream, it was just easily accessible. And I'm not too far from Boston, and Boston has a lot of great stores, a lot of great fashion. But I'd say that most of my inspiration came from online and just being on the internet. I think that's at least one of the good things from social media is that I'm able to find new things, and if I like them, then I can apply them to my own sense of style.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do the same. Do you shop with Instagram brands necessarily?
Nah, I'm not too big. I'm not too big into the fast fashion. I can't lie.
So how do you feel about brands like Shein, Fashion Nova, things you can get cheaper clothing for the fraction of something that's necessarily designer? How do you feel about it?
So I got 2 different ways that I look at it. I think that if something looks nice, then it doesn't matter what brand it is. Like I got a couple shirts that are from Old Navy, you know what I mean? And I've heard people clown Old Navy, but then they compliment the shirt that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, if it looks nice, it's cool. The one thing that I can't really get with is being solely dependent on fast fashion because you just see a lot of waste. You see a lot of the clothes get worn once, and next thing you know, they're in a landfill. Yeah. And I think that's why it's important to invest in quality pieces. I think that's why thrifting and upcycling, like you were talking about, are so important. I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about like your brand. Like when you say upcycle old clothes, what exactly are you doing?
So usually I take a simple, blank, not necessarily a blank canvas.
Yeah.
It's technically what it is. Like get a blank canvas and put an art on it basically. So basically take a blank, might take a pair of jean shorts, a jacket, a Carhartt jacket like you said. And I add on sense of touch to it. Maybe painting, maybe airbrushing, and maybe sewing. So like it originally started off with like tapestry blankets, like one I have on. It was originally I thrifted a blanket and I randomly just taught myself how to sew. So that's originally how it started, but that's my form of upcycling. I mean, other people have different ways that they do it, but that's when I say upcycling, that's what comes to mind for me.
No, that's what's up. That's doing your part.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people, they want to just save a quick buck and they're not thinking about being sustainable. It's more about the bread.
Yeah.
So I feel like to really have an impact in the fashion world, sustainability is key, having good ethics.
Thank you for joining us this week on our episode of Unpacked. Be sure to check out the next one.